Hello and welcome, I'm Lloyd and this is the Dressing Gown Diary. We're going to have a preview of the third Lions game on the tour of New Zealand of 2017 and we're going to review the first two matches. So the first point, I owe Ross Jackson an apology. It was a slight misnomer last time. What he asked is, are the results of the first warm-up matches important? Well, of course they are. It's important to get momentum. He'll also be pleased to see that I'm wearing a dressing gown. It is important to get momentum. The tour started badly. The first game, you can talk about how the players are jet lagged, and that's clearly a contributing factor because they can't start a game 3 days after flying for 24 hours and expect to be in match fitness. You know, estimations are that it takes 1 hour a day to acclimatise, so they need really 12 days. Why didn't the squad that were available fly out earlier and the guys that were playing in the last matches fly out afterwards? It's a question that, you know, no one can really ask, but I suppose it's driven by sponsors wanting the whole squad together. So there's certainly an element to that. But it just looks slow and pedestrian, and this is a summary from the first two matches. Is there a style of play that's being identified? The only passage of play that's been strong so far. Firstly, there were 2 or 3 minutes after Farrell came on in the first match when suddenly the pace of play picked up. We were a bit more accurate, we were a bit more aggressive in defence. We cut down space, slung the ball around a little bit more and looked a bit more aggressive. The same thing happened when Liam Williams was yellow carded. For 10 minutes, we kept the ball tight, but we moved the angle of attack. It wasn't just one up, truck up. It was move the ball around. The Blues got tired, we exposed, created space, created opportunities, and then what do? Liam Williams comes back on the pitch, and then Sexton decides he's going to hit up and unders. I mean, it's just insanity. I don't know why they did that, and how the lead up to the try. You know, there are questionable decisions within the Blues match. You know, the knockback just before half time. Was it a knock on? Was it a knockback? That's a flip of a coin call, and the same with Jared Payne's finish in the corner. But the Lions aren't really showing any aggression at the moment. It's all too passive. Certainly what's obvious to me is the players that are really playing themselves out of contention at the moment. Certainly if you look at the guys that didn't perform well in the first match and two matches, Sexton has been poor. He doesn't look really at the races. He looks off pace. He's worried about contact. Stuart Hogg, I think, tried too hard in the first match, made a series of errors. Didn't really cover it. Same with Jonathan Joseph. His defence, he was exposed 4 or 5 times in the first match. And as for Jack Noel, he got skinned on Wednesday's match. You know, it's tough. It is difficult for these guys. They've got 3 or 4 matches to impress the coaching setter. Clearly, we don't see what goes on behind the scenes in the training during the week. But they have an opportunity during these games to really step up and play. But some people can do that, and others, they find it too difficult. They try too hard. I think that's what's happened with Stuart Hogg. Knock-ons here, missed tackles, missed passes, butchering opportunities. But it's concerning that the simple method of attack at the moment seems to be one-up truck. It is what's being called Warren ball. You're looking for big guys just coming around the corner and hitting it up. There doesn't seem to be any disguise. Clearly, Rory Best had an issue with the line-out throw, which, yeah, okay, that would have patched over what had happened if the Lions had scored with that last passage of play. But it doesn't really get away from the fact that at the moment they are not firing on all cylinders. I mean, Altine, my cousin, has asked, are the Lions going to win another game on tour? You can get hefty odds on that. They've certainly got it against them this weekend, the Crusaders, but they have picked a very strong team and they're trying to build towards the Test Series. Now, there's no question, Warren Gatland will happily tell you all the other games other than the Test Series are irrelevant. Well, they are, but it's important to go into that Test Series with a bit of momentum and a bit of belief and a bit of understanding about who you're playing next to and who you're playing with. And that's what the key to the warm-up games is all about, is generating partnerships, bringing people together so they know where they want the ball, how they want to play, what they're going to do. And at the moment, it's not really clear how that is generated. I suppose it's early days on this tour, but it is a massive test on Saturday. If they come off here with a loss, questions will be asked. You know, what is Rob Howley doing as the attack coach? What is the attacking plan we have in place? Under Wales, anyone that's watched the Dressing Gown Diary for a while will know that my views, with Gatland and Howley, Wales became too defensive. They became 60% defence, 40% attack. Well, the Lions are not going to beat New Zealand playing in that way. Because firstly, a defensive setup, you have to really understand the players around you. You've got to have played with them for a while, understand how it works. So it's really challenging to bring that together in a Lions series. The only way I think the Lions can be successful in this tour, they've got to play in a way that allows them to score tries, to expose space, create space. That 10-minute passage of play with Liam Williams with Simbin was a good example. They started moving the ball around and it created opportunities and it made the players tired. It's hard defending when you've constantly got to make tackles, and that's the only way the Lions can really, really succeed in this tour. They have to bring New Zealand into play, making tackles, making them work, making them blow. As soon as they start blowing, space is created that you can expose. And there's no question, when they get the ball, which the All Blacks clearly will have the ball and quite a lot of it, if they've had to work hard, they can't be as explosive on it. So it works in both ways, but that's something that Lions have got to develop, and I hope they develop it bloody fast, because otherwise this tour will be a farce. But anyway, this is Lloyd over and out. Don't forget to follow me at Gown-Diaries on Twitter for live updates. Enjoy your rugby at the weekend.